All right, I just got in my RevoPoint Metro Y Pro 3D scanner, and let's unbox it. I did order some extra marking dots, just in case. I didn't know exactly how many I would need. And it should already have come with 500, and I bought another 1,000 essentially. This looks very well packed. It's in a giant hard case with foam inside of a box. Looks great. And then as for the dots, I got some small ones. You can see those inside, and then some larger ones. All right, you see the logo, RevoPoint and Metro Y Pro. This case feels very heavy duty. All right, have a little instruction sheet, little tips, and then let's get into it. First, we have the automatic turntable with the power cord and a bunch of different plugs, depending on what country you're in. Then we have the little handheld stand. This is to put the phone on so you can actually do wirelessly to your computer, and you can actually see what's happening on your phone while it's capturing on your computer. This was actually the main reason why I went with the Y Pro over just the Y. All right, then we have, looks like USB-C to USB-C cables, and then a power supply. This is a phone adapter, phone mount, another USB-C cord, probably to plug in the phone for power while you plug it into the actual scanner as well. Yet another handle. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to use all these. Then the main attraction is the actual RevoPoint Metro Y Pro scanner. It's got gold accents. This thing looks amazing. The buttons, I'm excited to get it started. Underneath there is the rest of the power cord for the power supply. Looks like some lens cleaners. We have this little test bust that we are supposed to scan first to get everything going. We also have some stuff under here. Let's see what that is. All right, so these are where the original dots came from, and accuracy inspection, looks good. Metro Y series scanner quick guide setup, shows everything that's inside the box, what the buttons do, and how to wire connection and wireless connection. And then here's the quick start guide. So I'm gonna keep these two out to use for setup. Now I'm gonna put my inspection results back. Oh, we got one more thing in here. This thing is heavy. Looks like the calibration plate, and this is actually glass. I think glass is a great choice to make it as flat as possible. Obviously they know what they're doing. For some reason I assumed in pictures that this wasn't glass, but it makes sense. All right, and that was everything in the box. Now it's time to try to get the software set up and the scanner going. All right, I'm getting Revo Metro installed on my computer right now, and let's open it up. Select my scanner. I'm gonna select Metro Y Pro. Disconnect the scanner. And close any other running programs. I got a lot running. All right, so let's just close a bunch of these. All right, I closed out a bunch of programs. I'm gonna recheck to see the PC performance. Still says average. Oh well, that's fine. So I got this really cool project in. This is an antique ceiling panel from an old building in Omaha, and it was obviously rusted out, so we need to 3D scan it and print a new copy of it for them. It looks like only a good quarter of this is in the best shape, so I'm gonna try to scan this area, and then we will mirror that and then mirror that again because it's all copied. So let's get to that. So this is my workflow using a RevoPoint Metro Y scanner. So in my software, we're gonna do a marker scan, and I gotta get my markers out real quick. So because we are only doing a quarter of it, I'm gonna put some markers next to my object, but making sure I leave enough for the section I want to model. This is gonna capture the dots on my actual computer. So let's start a scan, and then it's gonna tell you how close you need to be to get a good scan. So this is probably the right distance. You can start seeing it pull it up, and you wanna keep doing this until the whole image is a nice green color. You can see it's all yellow at first, or it starts blue, then turns yellow, then turns more green. That's exactly what we want as we go around this whole project. And this is where it's gonna need a lot of those markers to be in visible view, or it's gonna start spazzing out and not being able to track the actual part. We just have a couple of those angles on the inside of the round pieces in there that you can see that are still yellow. We're gonna keep going until we get all of those nice and green. All right, Let's start with that scan. We're gonna complete that. And then this is where we're gonna clean up the model a little bit. So first we can go to Fusion, apply that. This is fusing all of those mesh points together. All right, once that's done, we can go over to do our isolation and detect anything that is just floating, and we can delete those instantly. All right, now we need to come in here and kind of clean it up. So you can do different angles of this. So see how this is floating? We can take these tools on the side and kind of cut around everything. And then delete those. And then we kind of want to do that for everything that's not usable. And remember how I said I wanted to kind of cut it and then go 50-50 from there? So that would be right along this area and then down to here. I guess it's not going to be an exact match because that doesn't line up with the hole. But we can try the top, delete that section, because yeah, that is right in the middle of it. And then we're just going to mirror that side. This is pretty much the middle. It's just one of the holes don't line up. So let's try to do the same thing. And delete that. And then this is one of the dots. We can just delete that dot. Honestly, this is thin. I wonder if I can just thicken this somehow. It catches everything. That's just like a little bump of paint right there. But here we go. Let's see what happens if we turn this into a mesh. We're gonna go high quality mesh. I'm hoping this adds a little bit of thickness to the part, but we shall see. So, okay, so it doesn't add anything. But this is a solid scan. Now I just need to figure out how to rebuild this. Okay, after I got it all scanned and exported, I took it into Autodesk Mesh Mixer, and then essentially I Googled how to just thicken it. So you create a mask, put the mask over the whole image, and then you can actually just extrude the shape downward a little bit. So that's exactly what I did, gave it a little bit of depth, and then I brought it into Shaper 3D, tried to get it aligned, and I mirrored it 3 times. So I mirrored it from left to right, and then I mirrored both of those pieces from left to right in the other direction. So then we ended up with a final piece. So here's me readjusting it a little bit more just to get it perfect. And then we exported it as one part, took it into Bamboo Studio, and cut it from there. Once I cut it into 2 pieces, I went to print it. All right, so this is the part I needed to scan to 3D print a whole new version of, and here is the first piece. Just trying to see if it kind of matches. And yeah, I'd say that's pretty close. So that's the original. And then once they do a little bit of filling and painting, that's what's gonna be left afterwards. Let me know what you guys think. Was this a good job? Was this easy to do? Did you learn anything from this video? Let me know.